Today's comparison is a special attraction featuring Arnold Schwarzenegger, the greatest bodybuilder of all time. This is his best version being compared with his worst version, in my opinion, that is. Some people say 73 is his best, some even say 75. But without a doubt, 74 is the most popular choice for Arnold's best, and beyond all shadow of a doubt, the 1980 version is the worst, the most popular vote for Arnold's worst. And it is plain to see, and this is not being judged whatsoever. It is just to show the difference of the Oak in these 5 years, or 6 years rather. Look at the size of the chest of Arnold Schwarzenegger in 74. Now, I am reminded of the movies and things of that nature that the Oak was in, and he had a big chest, huge chest. And think about how much bigger it would have been had he had maintained that muscular size. There is a different one here, and this showcases once again how much larger the Oak is in 1974. Very unclear picture in the 74 case. I always liked this one of the 1974. He's actually showing his back. He's showcasing his back. But wow, look at the chest once again. Not only that, but the abs seem to be more prominent. Look how scrawny, skinny, puny he looks. I wish you could see the legs in this one. It would be dominant city. The legs are so small in 1980. And the chest is unreal. He obviously was not doing those heavy bench presses and just heavy dumbbell flies, dumbbell presses, things of that nature to build that chest up like he did. It's just unreal. His biceps are probably the only thing that come close to the 1974 version. Wow, what a difference. The back development, it is hard to see the conditioning of 74, but rest assured, his conditioning was every bit as tight, and I would wager to say this is a hypothesis. In this pose, his Christmas tree in 74, if you could see it, it would be even more striated, more conditioned than 1980 ever thought of being. The calves are so much bigger, it is not even funny. Look at the size difference of the calves. Unreal, unreal. Front double bicep pose. This is probably not the most flattering picture for the 1974 Oak. And there was several other ones, but the camera was basically underneath of him. And it really took away from the bicep size. But having said that, you can still see. It's plain for anybody to see. A blind person could see the lag difference. I mean, he had a good set of legs in 1974. And I think this is why the Oak gets a bad name for his legs, because there is probably more footage and more pictures of the 1980 event, and better footage than all of his other Olympias combined, except for the 75, of course, and his legs were quite undersized that year as well. So the Oak had good legs. He had good legs. But you step on stage with a weak muscle later on in your career, and people will remember you for that. The Oak, just unreal in 1974. Actually, don't mind this picture. It showcases the biceps quite prominently. This is, I guess for the lack of a better term, a front lat spread. And I know right now, most of you are getting ready to comment, but get ready to delete your comment. I know he is showcasing his back development, but he also is showcasing his back development in 1980, 1974, same thing. So it is pretty much a fair comparison. He's got his eyeballs closed, I think, in both cases. The first thing I notice in every shot is the chest. He has inches of thickness on them pecs. And again, I wish you could see the legs. The legs are so much smaller in 1980. Not even funny. It is kind of humorous in a way, though, I guess. The side chest. He is noted for this 1974 side pectoral development. I mean, it is definitely a a different angle of the shot, but you can see, look at around his nipple. It looks flat in 1980, and just round, rotund 1974. Very unclear though. There is this one here, and of course just showcases the upper body, but it is plain to see. Look at the far pec. He is a Bantees rooster, 100%. And in 1980, he's probably more of a Cornish game hen. I know they're called hens, but even the rooster Cornish game hens are still called hens. Anyway, enough of the farm explanation. I had chickens growing up. Arnold's head, do you notice how big it is in 1980? He had a swelled head. It looks like Frankenstein a little bit. But do you think the acting and the money and things of that nature were going to his head, actually swelling it up a bit? Who knows? The shadow, I guess. Let's have a look at the back developments. And I have to hand it to the Oak. The 1980 rear double bi, not bad at all. Actually noticed the 1975, the pumping iron, back double bi. Pretty striated, things of that nature in the lower back. And the lower lat insertions, maybe slightly lower than in 1974. He did train for that. He often talks about how he wishes he had his lats even lower. But if you take a good look, the traps are mountains. Take a good look. The traps are so much bigger in 1974. Not even funny. And the lower back itself is in better condition. The keen eye can pick that up. Legs, twice as big. You can actually see the quads from behind. Calves, twice as big. The only thing that Arnold kept up in his physique were his biceps, his trademark biceps. A fairly easy muscle, I guess, to train. You can always train your biceps. But anyway, kudos to the rear double bi of 1980. Not that terrible. 1974. Blowing out of the water, though, for sure. I like this tilted rear double bi. Really showcases the trap development. It's like two separate pieces, the upper and lower traps in 1974. Nothing doing. Flat as a pancake in 1980. And if you didn't see this, take a look at his delts, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, his biceps. Bravo, you kept them up. But look at the delts. Flat, lifeless. He lost all of his power. 1974. He was nobody's fool. Imagine if Mike Menzer tried to attack him then like he did in 1980. He'd have grabbed him. Come on, Mike. You want to play with the big boy? I'll grab you by the scruff of the neck. Come on. Oh no, he is overpowering me. Yeah, Mike Menzer, he was a tough man. He could hit hard. But anyway, Oak had a lot of help. He had Lou Ferrigno there to help him out. Of course, Mike Menzer had Ray Menzer there. Could have been trouble for Arnold and Lou. It would have been a good tag team matchup. Even in this terrible quality picture of the ab and thigh. In both cases, not a clear shot. You can still plainly see his legs must have 7-8 inches extra. I mean combined, both legs. Look at the size difference. Just unreal. And if you take a good look, the pecs definitely much bigger. But this is a very unclear picture, so let's change the frame at this time. And the most musculars, these are laughable. Just from head to toe. From the calves to the quads to the pecs. Just laughable. This is a terrible pose for Arnold when he was not in shape. Looks scrawny. Arms look long, lanky. Just unreal how full and thick and aesthetic he was in 1974. I find a thick, powerful-looking, most muscular, very aesthetic, actually. This one here also very laughable. Very laughable indeed. This video is heading towards 10 minutes, and I'm actually having fun doing these little comparisons. Takes the stress off judging them. There's no rights, there's no wrongs. And if you were to judge them, well, 1974 wins every pose. No explanation needed. He's bigger, he's more conditioned. Just unreal, the best Oak there ever was. And of course, 1980, the worst version of the Oak that there ever was. Of course, honorable mention, probably 72. not his best year. Maybe 79 even. Not a whole lot of pictures of that version. His first. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the preceding video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And expect a lot more videos on the Austrian Oak. I enjoy doing Arnold Schwarzenegger videos. He was never my favorite bodybuilder when I began my love affair with the sport, but he is rapidly becoming one of, if not, my top favorite. Of course, Robbie Robinson will always be Mark's Max Muscle's favorite bodybuilder of all time. Like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And if you have not already, tap that subscribe button. And of course, have a great day.